What if I told you that Big Hero 6 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse could be part of the same universe? It might seem unlikely at first, but what if I told you that there are strong indications that Peni Parker, the anime-style heroine who pilots a giant robot Into the Spider-Verse, came directly from the same reality as Hiro, Hamada, and Baymax? Well, if you're a fan of animation theories, you already know that Disney and Marvel love leaving hidden clues in their movies. If we take a closer look, Peni Parker and Hiro Hamada's stories are shockingly similar. Both are young tech geniuses, both lost important family figures, and both followed in their footsteps through science. Let's start with Peni. In Into the Spider-Verse, we know she was adopted by Aunt May and Uncle Ben after losing her father. And what did her father do? He was the creator of a biomechanical suit powered by a radioactive spider. After his death, Peni takes control of the suit and becomes the hero of her world. Now let's look at Hiro. In Big Hero 6, he loses his older brother, Tadashi, in a tragic fire. Tadashi was the creator of Baymax, the nurse robot who later becomes a superhero alongside Hiro. And what does Hiro do? He follows in his brother's footsteps, upgrading Baymax and becoming a true tech genius. In other words, both characters have tragic backstories and a scientific legacy to carry on. And it doesn't stop there. Both live with an aunt who raised them after their family loss. Hiro has Aunt Cass, and Peni was adopted by Aunt May in her universe. Coincidence? I don't think so. If you've watched the animated Big Hero 6 series on Disney+, you might have noticed that its art style looks quite similar to Peni Parker's animation in Into the Spider-Verse. That's because the Big Hero 6 series adopts a style that closely resembles Japanese animation, just like Peni's. But that's not all. Both universes share a fundamental element: science as a means of becoming a hero. In Big Hero 6, none of the characters are born with superpowers. They all use technology to create incredible abilities. Hiro transforms Baymax into a battle robot, Honey Lemon uses advanced chemistry, Wasabi manipulates plasma blades, and so on. They are science-driven heroes. And who else is like that? Exactly, Peni Parker. She wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider like the traditional Peter Parker. Instead, she uses a biomechanical robot powered by a genetically modified spider. In other words, the technology in her universe works in the same way as in Hiro's world. This means that in the Big Hero 6 universe, science may have advanced even further, reaching the point where robots can connect with living organisms, just like Peni's suit does. If you remember the Big Hero 6 movie well, you know that the villain Yokai, who is actually Professor Callahan, uses a dimensional portal as his main weapon. This portal was originally created by Hiro's brother, Tadashi, as a revolutionary project. But after the fire at the lab, Callahan used this technology to try and bring his daughter back. And here's the interesting part. The portal he opens looks very similar to the portals we see in Into the Spider-Verse. If you compare the Big Hero 6 portal scenes with the dimensional rifts opened by Kingpin in Into the Spider-Verse, you'll notice that they both have the same unstable energy effect, pulling objects in and distorting space around them. What if Callahan's experiment caused a dimensional anomaly much greater than we imagined? Thinking face, think about it. In Into the Spider-Verse, multiple spider people are pulled from their realities into Miles Morales' world. So, what if Peni Parker was one of the people sucked through Big Hero 6's villain's portal and was sent to another dimension? This theory would make even more sense because, in Into the Spider-Verse, it's never fully explained how Peni got there. We just know she came from an alternate universe, but her origin is never explored in detail. In other words, Big Hero 6's portal experiment might have been one of the first to open breaches in the multiverse, connecting its reality to the Spider-Verse. If everything we've discussed so far has convinced you that Peni and Hiro came from the same universe, this last theory might strengthen the connection even more. What if Peni Parker is actually part of Hiro Hamada's family? Exploding head. We've already seen that both characters have very similar stories. They both lost loved ones and inherited scientific legacies. But here's an interesting detail. Peni and Hiro also look alike. Both have Asian heritage and are portrayed with very similar features, especially when you compare Peni's visual style in Into the Spider-Verse with the animation style used in the Big Hero 6 series. But that's not all. If we consider that Hiro's parents died when he was very young, he might have relatives who were never mentioned in the movie. Hiro's last name is Hamada, while Peni's is Parker, but what if her family had some connection to Hiro's parents? Maybe Peni is a descendant of one of Hiro's uncles or cousins, or even a distant cousin herself. This would explain why both grew up in adoptive homes with their aunts and never met. Their families might have been separated by tragic circumstances, leading them down different paths. Now, think about this. What if Peni's father, the one who created her biomechanical suit, was a scientist who worked alongside Hiro's parents? If that were true, then the advanced technology used in Peni's suit might be derived from the same scientific studies that led to the creation of Baymax and the dimensional portal. In other words, the groundbreaking science in the Big Hero 6 universe didn't just create heroes on Earth, it may have also contributed to the technology that Peni uses in the Spider-Verse. If this theory is correct, then Peni Parker not only came from the Big Hero 6 universe, but she might also be part of the Hamada family legacy. After analyzing all this, it's hard to ignore the clues that Big Hero 6 and Into the Spider-Verse could be part of the same universe. Let's recap the key points of this insane theory. Hiro Hamada and Peni Parker have very similar stories, involving family loss and a strong connection to science. Both live with their aunts, just like Peter Parker in the main Spider-Man universe. The heroes in Big Hero 6 and Peni Parker use technology to gain powers, and their scientific advancements are crucial to their stories. The dimensional portal in Big Hero 6 looks a lot like the portals in Into the Spider-Verse, suggesting that Hiro's technology may have been one of the first experiments to open rifts between dimensions. Peni Parker could be a distant relative of Hiro, further linking their stories and explaining their similarities. If all of this is true, then Peni Parker may have been ripped from her reality when the portal was activated, being taken to the Spider-Verse before she even had a chance to meet Hiro and the rest of the Big Hero 6 team. And now the big question. Has Disney and Sony been hinting at this connection all along and we just didn't notice? Well, now I want to know your opinion. Does this theory make sense to you? Could Peni Parker and Hiro really belong to the same universe, or is this all just a coincidence? Leave your comment below because I really want to know what you think. If you like this theory, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because we always bring the best animation theories here. And before you go, check out the other suggested videos on the final screen. I'm sure you'll love these hidden animation connections.